Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Anchor is one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. Welcome to Caramel Chic Radio, the only show about life, love, and happiness, and a little bit of sweetness. I am your host, Joanna Sobianik. On this show, our mission is to inspire you and share our passion, as well as motivation for being the best version of ourselves. And maybe that's also you. Are you looking for that perfect leather jacket or the perfect work or date outfit? Why not head over to our beautiful and feminine online boutique at caramelchic.com. Just for you, I picked simple capsule wardrobe with stylish interchangeable pieces that are timeless, chic, and fashionable. We shop so that you don't have to. Need a discount? Not a problem. We put an annoying pop-up to get your attention. But that's all for a good cause, because we want to give you a 10% discount on your first purchase. Check it out. Welcome back. On today's episode, we're going to talk about Instagram and appearances, and what the devil whispers in your ear on a daily basis, and how to stop listening. Stay with me as I run down through the key traps that we can easily fall into if we let the negative voice take over. Basically, if you've been down lately and need a little pick-me-up, a little boost of confidence, and a clear voice that will turn you back on the right track in just a few minutes, this episode is for you. No philosophy, just real life. Let's get started. Today I am here to tell you that this so-called devil, negative voice, or whatever you want to call it, likes to say things to us women that are basically all lies. And his sole evil mission is for us to believe them. Here are some of the examples of lies the devil likes to say. You're not good enough. There is someone better than you in doing what you do. You will fail. You're too old. You're too young. You're not experienced. You're too late for what you want to do. You're too fat. You're too thin. You're not pretty enough. You're not smart enough. All lies. Disgusting, despicable lies. And yes, my friends, I hear them too. But I can't allow myself to listen to these lies, because if I do, I might believe them. The devil likes to lurk nearby social media especially, and whisper things in my ear that are vile. Lately, for me, this is especially evident while browsing through Instagram. And one of his best weapons is the comparison game. And what better way to utilize this weapon than to whisper things in my ear when I'm browsing through the wonderful Instagram, a social media platform filled with perfectly curated profiles of pretty lives posted daily. Lives with private jets, luxury cars, beach vacations, expensive bikinis, and cocktail hours that never end. Lives full of worldly travels, happy people, and perfectly dressed children. But when does everyone work? Well, looking by the feed, it appears that they don't. Well, that is a deep, colorful lie. Because unless you're in the 2% of the wealthy demographic, the rest of us that are in the 98% has to work. Yet, by looking at these perfectly curated photos, the devil wants us to believe something different so that we can feel, inadequate, feel less than. He wants us to believe that they have it better than we do. Yep. And the truth is that behind all those pretty pictures you see on Instagram lies hours of long labor. The truth is that these people work really hard to create a feed that looks effortless and beautiful to us who are just browsing. But in reality, it takes consistency, dedication, and persistence to make it look this good. It doesn't just produce itself in a snap of a finger, and believe me, no paparazzis are secretly following these Instagrammers either. Most of the time, this person is using a good camera tripod along with a curious street onlookers or an impatient significant other who doesn't really know what they do, or a friend whose precious time was negotiated with a free lunch. Not to mention the prep time, digital editing, and marketing aspects of everything they do before it gets magically delivered to the tiny little Instagram feed on your beautiful iPhone or Android. And yes, it looks so effortless that sometimes if I didn't work in this world as well, I too would be inclined to believe that it's just a piece of cake. And even I admit that there are times when I am tempted for a minute to think that a woman from a beautiful Instagram profile has made it. Just look at her clothes and the hair. Wow, her life is just perfect, with bonbons and champagne and no problems. But those are just appearances, only pictures, only images, only things preserved for that one tiny moment, for Insta moment. But do we ask ourselves sometimes, is this real? No, it's not. In fact, I truly believe that everyone struggles with something from time to time, and it doesn't necessarily have to be told to the entire world or shared on Instagram. There is a saying somewhere that you never know what battles people are fighting inside, so you better don't judge. Perfect photos or videos are not the definition of how things are or how they should be. It's easier to look at things that are beautiful because humans are visually drawn to beauty. It's comforting. It makes us happy. It makes us feel good. Showcasing beauty on Instagram is part of being creative, being a photographer, a blogger, an influencer, or marketer. It's a form of expression as well as a tool for creating profit. It's our current form of modern digital art. A digital tool famous brands already use for a long time. Just look at Chanel, Target, or even blogger Lauren Conrad. We live in a world full of abundant marketing. there's no escaping from it. You might as well get used to it because it's not going anywhere. Just as anyone out there, I love beautiful Instagram feeds. I even attempt to create one myself every day. And I like to follow compelling creative profiles. But there's a trick to browsing these profiles and not letting the devil get his way. Because if we allow him to get his way, then we can easily get sucked into believing his lies. And that all the people in glossy filtered Instagram profiles with 50,000 plus followers have perfect lives. But really, we all know that life has its ups and downs, and sometimes it's all roses and rainbows, and other times it sucks. Sometimes really bad. For me as well. I don't always show it. I don't always talk about it. This year, I went through a deeply heart-wrenching personal loss, which was a miscarriage. 2 years ago, I went through the same thing after being only 9 weeks pregnant. It was devastating to both myself and my husband. But I had to deal with it, and I also had to let myself be and go through all the physical and emotional symptoms that I needed to go through. Some of them were weight gain, depression, sadness, disappointment, isolation, and fear. Alas, when I went outside, nobody knew what I was going through. I could have posted a pretty picture on Facebook and nobody would have known what was really going on. Not everything is up for sharing on the internet. Sharing private struggles is a deeply personal decision. Sometimes we're not ready, and sometimes we never will be. But going back to social media, the envy is there, and the devil will certainly try to take advantage of it. I mean, I'm guilty of this too. If I listen to him and follow the miserable chatter in my head and believe that everyone else is better than me, then these thoughts become reality. Consequently, I will feel miserable. But if I stop, think for a minute to redirect my thoughts and talk to myself rather than listen to myself, I can turn all this negative thinking around quickly. There is a quote by someone that goes like this, someone anonymous. Every single moment is a chance to turn it all around. This means that we can always turn back from the place that makes us uncomfortable, or when we make a mistake. We can always start fresh, start new. Not only every day, but every minute. So when you're sitting somewhere and browsing through the world of online media and you think others have made it, stop. Stop immediately and count your blessings. Because you don't know what's really going on in these people's lives. And you forgot to be thankful for all the things you do have. Unfortunately, you gave in to the devil's ugly whispers and you forgot all about the graceful living full of purpose. And I assure you that everyone has a purpose, a place in their life for graceful living. Because ultimately, everyone wants to live a beautiful life. It's just that some people don't know how. And purposeful living absolutely cannot be defined by other people's lives and the never-ending comparison game. Here's a fact. Currently, I have a pretty low number of Instagram followers. And for a while, I was comparing myself and thinking two things. Why do I have so few followers? And why do people follow and unfollow me on Instagram? I mean, this used to drive me bonkers. But at some point, I had to ask, why did this drive me crazy? Because I gave in to the voice of the devil, the negativity, the opposite of my true purpose. And truthfulness, as long as I know that what I create is good, I don't care about the numbers. As long as I touch one person per day, or per week, or per month, I am doing my purpose. And maybe I touched you today. What about the follow-unfollow trend? I no longer pay attention to that. I understand that some people are greedy and will do anything to get vanity numbers pumped over their profiles. Let them. I know who they are, and all they are doing is just ruining their reputation. Because I will never work with them. Why would I? They have yet to learn about graceful, honest living, but I truly hope one day they will. This also shows me that the devil has gotten to them too. And when you're friends with the devil, you can't be happy. Be honest. Be happy. It will pay you tenfold in the long run. I promise. And today I want you to understand that all that noise out there and all the devil's whispers to get you down are all just useless chatter and really meaningless lies. Let's do something to get you off to a good start right now. Stand in the mirror and say to yourself out loud so that Mr. Devil can hear you. My name is... Say your name. I am good enough. I am enough. Period. There is nobody better than me. There's only one person like me. I won't fail because if I make a mistake, I will start over. I am not too old, and if I look around me, I will see that people of all ages are doing great things. I am not too young because I have a unique wisdom and my own smarts that I can even share with the people who are older than me. I have life experience in many interesting aspects, and if I don't know something, I will find out, learn, research, or ask someone, then share it with the world. I am not too late to start anything because it's never too late. Better now than living a life full of regrets. My body shape, weight, looks, physical aspects have nothing to do with what I am able to achieve in this lifetime. I am a woman, a human being, a person with a soul, not a trophy to look at. I am smart enough to be who I want to be because being smart has nothing to do with how many degrees you have or what school you went to. Being smart is learning as you go and willing to be humble enough to take direction. So there, we've just turned around all the negative whispers that the devil, evil voice wants you to believe in. Every single day, when you hear negative thoughts whispered by the devil, just shake that little sucker off your shoulder and say to yourself, "This day is mine, not yours." And my friends, ultimately, be the kind of woman that when you wake up in the morning, the devil says, "Crap, she's up." I hope I've inspired you or helped you in some way. It would mean a lot to us if you would take a few seconds and review our podcast. Who knows, you might even get featured on our show. Also, we work so hard on producing this podcast. It would mean so much to us if you would share it with a friend. And if you feel like you would want to elaborate on a subject discussed in this episode, why not invite your friends to join our Facebook group called Caramel Chic Cafe. Also, why not check out our blog at caramelchic.com and connect with us on Instagram and Pinterest. We love making new friends. Thank you for listening. Until next time, goodbye.